Tonight, the fallout continues over a decision not to file charges against an SPD officer who hit and killed a woman in his patrol car.
Jaahnavi Kandula was in a crosswalk in South Lake Union last year when she was hit and killed by a police officer responding to an emergency call. Today, prosecutors said there wasn't enough evidence to bring charges in this case. KOMO's Ryan Sims live tonight at Dexter and Thomas, where the deadly crash happened, with reaction from one group who says they're planning to protest the decision not to bring charges.
That's right, Preston. That protest will happen in 2 days on Friday. Now, protesters say that officer was going way too fast through here when he hit Jaahnavi Kandula, leading to tragedy. KOMO News has covered this case since the very night it happened. Going back to January 23rd of last year, Officer Kevin Dave was rushing to an emergency overdose call when he hit Jaahnavi Kandula head-on. An investigation later found he was traveling at triple the speed limit.
If you were traveling at 75 miles an hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone and you hit and killed somebody, you would be charged with murder.
The Seattle Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression was quick to condemn this no-charges decision.
The people that we entrust to enforce our laws need to be held to a higher standard, and right now they're held to a lower standard.
As a result, they insist this fight is far from over, with a protest being called for this Friday in front of SPD's West Precinct.
Cops are the most dangerous things, one of the most dangerous things in our lives. It's just not right.
According to witnesses, Kandula sped up to try to cross the street when she noticed Officer Dave approaching. Yet more than a year later, protesters insist the officer's actions amount to murder and nothing less. Now, we also learned today that for felony charges to happen in this case, prosecutors say that they would have to proven that Officer Dave was not consciously regarding of safety. So basically, he disregarded the safety. He ignored it. They said that there was no evidence that happened in this case. Coming to you live from South Lake Union tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News.
All right, thanks, Ryan. This case grabbed international headlines back in September when SPD body camera video was released. In it, you could hear Detective Daniel Otterer laughing after responding to Kandula's death. Otterer says he was mocking what a lawyer working for the city might say. An investigation by the Office of Police Accountability determined Otterer's comments violated SPD policy regarding professionalism and bias-based policing. However, no punishment was ever handed down by SPD.
Well, Eric, they sure do have similarities, but that's as far as Seattle police are going to go for now. Behind me is the intersection where one of these crimes happened. It's something that's certainly not sitting well with those who are walking around here. Saturday morning, just before 3 at Dexter and Harrison, Seattle police officials said someone in a dark-colored sedan drove up on the sidewalk and hit someone. That person was taken to the hospital. The car took off. Grace, who usually walks around here, said this is terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm always, even when it's green, I still look around.
An hour later, and just a few miles away at 19th and Prospect in Capitol Hill, a driver in a dark car ran over a man's legs on a sidewalk. Business employees said the man is homeless and often sleeps on that sidewalk. They are angry. They know the man who is kind, and they want Seattle police to find the person responsible for hitting him with their vehicle. In both crimes, a similar vehicle was described, according to police.
It is heartless. They're basically cold-blooded killers, or potentially cold-blooded killers, or that's premeditated, I would think.
Chris, who was on a morning run in Capitol Hill, was wondering if police will get more information to build a case, given how empty the streets likely were at this time.
But it's hard to catch them if they're doing it at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Authorities aren't saying the two crimes are connected yet, just that they're still investigating. Police are treating this as vehicular assault, although they tell us they're also working to learn a motive. So there's still a lot of unanswered questions that we're still trying to find out. Some of those are, was one or more drivers involved? Were different vehicles involved? And what surveillance video, if anything, was found? What Seattle police will say at this point is they're asking the community for help, both in video and with information. Reporting in Seattle, Paul Rivera, KOMO News.